My dad, when I was a kid, if I listened to rap, I would never even dream of it. I used to listen to it when my dad would go to the bar, or him and my stepmom would go to the bar, which I didn't like to begin with because I was never really a drinker. But you're born into the family you're born into, and he used to go to the biker bar, and that's when I would listen to music, Lil Wayne, and all that. And that's when I first opened my eyes to it because I was in a white family, white biker family is what we were because my dad made us like that. But I love my dad, and they're more than a gosh darn biker. It's just my dad was a good man, and the biker men and women are good people. And hell, some even consider me a biker, and I am. I call myself a biker to a certain degree if I had. But I ain't no veteran biker, and I don't even own a proper motorcycle. So they say I own a pretty decent one, but I'll agree it's not the most proper. It ain't proper like you know what I mean, like one of them ones. It's a little grommy thing. But maybe one day I'll be like my pops. Uh, but you know how it is. Being looking a certain way that you do. They say it's gotten better for us or them, but that altered the way I grew up and the way I did my tattooing and the way I designed myself. Like I got these face tats, but I don't think I'll ever touch anything else. There's certain people that go above and beyond it too, in my opinion, for what I want in my life. So like, because I want to have a wife and children and all that, and the wife that I want and things generally only likes certain styling, and I realize that. Like for instance, I don't know, I'm getting this boat tattoo or whatever. The girl would more like this one or whatever than the other choice I had. I had like I think I was thinking I'm not gonna pull up the exact tattoo here. It's on my PC, but I was thinking like I was gonna do another demon here. I was like, no, because then you get to thinking like which girls are gonna like a guy with a demon there. Then I started to think, well, okay, what's the mind state of those women or I started thinking about the women that I do like sexually and whatnot. I was like, what's the mind state of those women? And that's why I started to pick my tattoos a little bit differently to go with the women that I wanted to attract. Um, because tattoos are a big thing. It's a lifelong dream for everyone. It cuts people if they don't have the tattoos of their dream, and it makes people when they do. Sort of like a big thing, but then again, you need things to protect those things. But this is just a tattoo on your body, but it costs money. It's an accessory. It's almost as big as having stinky underwear or not having stinky underwear. There's the difference between having the tattoo and not, and it makes you stink like underwear if you can constantly cry about not having the tattoo or not. People, okay, there's different kinds of people. You might have me who, well, I have quite a bit of the tattoos, and it showed my character that I usually get the tattoos that I say I'm going to get. But then there is the people that have been saying they're going to get the same tattoo for 25, 30 years. And I go, oh, honey, you know you ain't getting that one. That one was 30 years ago, your dream. So to each their own. And then there's certain locations that ones don't want. And like I said, it's just tattoos. Just one thing, not everything. So, anyways, so I move on like that's all it is. Um, but to some people that money or tattoos are a huge thing, which it is a huge accomplishment to get. Don't get stuck on it because it's only one thing. Keep moving forward. I always sort of get stuck sometimes. I was for a while stuck in a one mind state. Called that brain freeze or brain fog or something of that nature. And I used to think, how do you avoid that? Well, you avoid it by doing other fun things there. How do you get around that? I notice there's other fun things to do while you're having one of those times. Um, Getting fresh air or eating anything else but whatever you're determined on. Next thing you know, you come full circle and make the figure eight. But no, accomplishments are a big thing in life. And you know what I was really big on in WoW, World of Warcraft, which was one of my big accomplishments early on in life, was becoming very good at World of Warcraft, was achievements, mounts. I always had the best mounts. Everyone will remember. Matt Earls, my friend, will remember. He was jealous of my mount for years, which is just on my WoW account. I still got that WoW account, Ashes of War and whatnot. Yep. Yeah, I had the most rarest amounts and every mount and everything that could cost money, big into the auction house. Well, I stopped playing games because it's pixelated. It only satisfies you so much for so long. And some people get right off the bat. Just like in WoW, you had better players than me with more mounts than me, with higher achievement scores than me, way higher. Some were all the way maxed out, but I was still like a really high top player. Well, I transitioned to life a long time ago. Instead of playing games, some people just play games all the way around their life. They're not a top player at all. They're advancing. But yeah, achievement unlocked was a big thing. But there was never an achievement unlocked in real life. You would see the actual thing in front of you. Oh, achievement unlocked. You got your iPhone. Pick it up, look at it. That's the metaverse thing. Like now it's going to be, now there's this virtual world in our lives where achievements are tracked and presented to us, notifications and things like that, goals to keep and achieve. What is it called? But vehicles for some people are not just get to point A from point A to point B. Sometimes they're also an achievement. They go, and then you start to realize when you're older, after you bought a couple A to B'ers and whatever, like, oh, it only takes this little more ambition to be able to score the one that's a little bit nicer when it comes to the achieving thing. That's when people start to get their nicer car. Usually their first car is like, eh. You know what my first car was that I ever bought? Was a Cadillac Escalade. 1999. It was the same one from the Who Run It video. Who Run It? Who Run It with triple or 3-6 Mafia. That was my first car, eh? First ever bought in this world as a young man. And I learned a lot of lessons with this one being my first car. Never buy classifieds when you're buying a vehicle, such as a truck or a car, in my opinion. You want that security of the dealership, the dealer, and other things. The reliability as well. How about that really nice fancy receipt? How about being held accountable for certain liabilities? How about it's not just some poor hungry this, that, and the other? Because look, they got salaries and they're making their commissions and they have many other vehicles to sell because they're a big industry. That's what happened to me. But that's my first car, a Cadillac Escalade. That's where I started from point A to point B. But as you get older, you deal with these ones, and these ones tend to like those Escalades, and they came and got it. And they say they're going to come get the next one, but there's a new sheriff in town, and they're learning who's who. And one thing I learned is look at how clean this sheriff looks with his thing. Looks a lot god darn better than the other guy did in front of the Cadillac, aiming his little AK-47 or whatnot. It's got nothing to do with the skin color. Nothing at all. It's got to do with who actually bought the vehicle legitimately, who put their hands on me, no matter what I look like or whatever. And, well, the guy that's receiving my money is wondering where it is, and da 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 da. So that's robbery. But they teach you to walk away at school, and the same thing happens